This junior race has been won by Dick Ring. Can tell us how many famous juniors have won here. We know Adam Meyerson won here as a junior. We know the juniors that have won here. Jonathan Page has won here as a junior. Trying to think of all the great juniors. Greg LeMond, Hincapie has raced here as a junior. Inside of 30 seconds there, boys. All right, you guys, on the whistle. We're racing. All right, it's Kevin Gogan versus the world. This kid that we're talking about has been racing all season at the pro level. This kid was in the breakaway last night. Kevin Gogan, still a junior. So right now, the young man who's in purple is Kevin Gogan. You can see him on the screen. You've got a wide variety of experience, ages, body types, juniors. You got some kids are in their first year of racing. You take a kid like Kevin Gogan, he's been racing since he was, I don't know, like 6 years old maybe. He's watched his older brothers race. He's watched everybody in the family race. He grew up around it. Well, I tell you, Dick Ring, I went to a race once with the Gogan family. Now there's 10 kids. When they go to a race, it is like the 7th Fleet. Like they have like a ramp. I kid you not. They run a ramp from the kitchen right into the van, and they just are bringing coolers and like.
Here we go. We're starting to get up a little bit.
Sorry about that.
So, yeah, I've watched them at races, and it was a big, giant outdoor festival, and everybody had their job when they're packing the vehicle. And as a matter of fact, they could leave home without a couple of kids, and they wouldn't know it until they get to the race. You know, 10 youngsters. That's something else.
Yeah, you know, I'm the youngest of 7 in my family, and they left me at Niagara Falls once by accident.
With a barrel.
Yeah. One kid taking a brave stab at it, 483. Good to see him racing. 478 bringing it up as well. 483 is going to be Lucas Huesman. That CCAP program, they have produced some great young champions. That program that Aiden Charles started. David Hoyle now running it. David was in the breakaway last night in the pro race, showing the kids how it's done.
Boy, and he did a terrific job, and he's a good mentor and a good role model. If these youngsters want to know how to race, all they got to do is look at their instructor. They'll learn a lot from that one.
Yeah, I always like it when guys start junior programs and they insist that they're done racing. Peter Ballers did it with Killington Mountain School. He had to get into races and win to show the kids how it's done. And you have that over and over. Same thing with David Hoyle doing a good job with his program.
He gave them a great foundation for that Killington school. And all the youngsters, they learned a great deal. They knew how to travel. And then they brought that over into a lot of more skiers, good downhill skiers. And this worked both ways. They were very, very fit when they hit the slopes in the winter. So hooray for bike racing.
Yeah, you know, you talk about those riders. A lot of it is, you know, I recently spent some time in Europe talking about how the British do their program for their juniors. And it's really interesting, Dick. It's just a lot of what you say. They get these kids, they're like, okay, what time? Where's your bag packed? Where's your helmet? Where are your shoes? Where's the water bottle? When you're done riding, you're going to do a protein shake. You're going to do this. What time do you go to bed? And then the juniors are like, yeah, but coach, you never said what I'm supposed to do on the bike. Where they're like, we don't care. We really don't care. It's just about organizing your life for the traveling, and they're like, we're assuming you know what to do on the bike. So yeah, and most of Americans have it backwards. They're all about their wattage and their heart rate and their charts and their peaks programs. Nah, we don't care. And the British is probably the best program, best federation out there in producing superstars.
Yeah, as you mentioned, know how to handle yourself before the race even starts, and that's a plus. That gets you into a ready mode. Good field of junior riders. A little bit of a gap opening up. They got to close it real quick.
Well, great to see so much representation from the Connecticut Cycling Advancement Program. You can see them in those yellow and purple jerseys. And great program run down in Connecticut by Aiden Charles. So great to see all those juniors out there. And Sam Noel in there as well. Sam Noel, he represented the U.S. last year at the World Cyclocross Championships for juniors. And Sam Noel from right up my way in the Burlington, Vermont area.
Last night, the juniors over there in Leominster, they put on a very, very good show over there. And you can tell that these riders, they've had some good instructions. Many times what they'll do, they'll take them out on the road and then they'll have classroom also and talk about what went on out on the road. There's a lot going on when you groom a junior rider. You give him a good foundation. And he carries that through until he's a master rider. He's learned the right way. A lot of 17 and 18-year-olders here. 18, they're going to be in the senior class. Kevin Gogan. Kevin has had a real good stay in the junior class. All the Gogan family, they're excellent cyclocross riders. Wade Cote, he was racing well yesterday. Cornwall, Gogan. Sean Gogan is in here also. That group, Kieran Hugh, he's out of that program down in Connecticut. He hails from Simsbury. 3 riders trying to get up the road.
Wow, that's the cream of the crop right there. Wyatt Cote, Kevin Gogan, and Sam Noel.
Yeah, these riders, they put on a good show last night over there in Leominster. A couple of junior riders trying to get on the back, working together. Somewhere along the line, you got to creep before you walk, and this is a situation where they would like to finish this race or go as deep into the race as possible.
Well, you know, Dick, you look out there, you see these kids all over the course. You've got a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old. You know, then they're out there racing with kids at their racing age is 18. You know, that's Kevin Gogan. So wide range of abilities and body types. We've seen it before. Meanwhile, that lead group pulling away. I want to just announce that we'll go to podium for our Masters. This will include the recognition of our 50s Masters. The top 3 in our 50-plus division will include Jared Katz, Kyle Gates, and Matt Cressy. Gentlemen, we'll go to podium in about 2 minutes.
This junior event, it's a 40-minute event, and what's eventually going to take place, the officials will throw up lap cards in a little bit. And then the juniors are going to get an idea as to what's going on here. But right now, you got 3 riders in a break.
Kids, getting ready for the kids race. Coming up, we put 30 Diamondback bikes into the hands of deserving young kids, turning this city back into the bike town. I love the downtown coming in today. It was great to see the planters and the bike lanes and all the stuff that goes into making your downtown more livable, walkable, bikeable. We're going to keep working on this downtown. It's what they call a road diet, because what you had a drag strip through the middle of the city, and hard to stop for food when you've got a hot rod coming down at 55 miles an hour. So they are really taking this on. Don't forget, we start in 2019. We open the Twin Cities Rail Trail. It runs parallel to Route 12. A lot of people don't know about it. It's going to come online in about 2 years. It's going to connect Route 2, downtown Leominster, the train station, the university. Kids today don't drive anymore, Dick Ring. Did you know that like 70% of 18-year-old kids do not have a driver's license? Now, if you had any hope of getting Pat to go on a date with you, you needed a car. Kids don't need that anymore.
Yeah, but once a youngster's got a bike, the whole world is opened up to him. And of course, down in Air, you've got the bike path that goes all the way across to Hollis, New Hampshire. And that's about a 13, 14 mile trek. And then you can spin off anywhere you want in Groton or Pepperell and have an excellent ride up through all the apple orchards. Beautiful, beautiful deal. Those are lovely medallions there.
Well, Dick, we're going to move over right now to the podium presentations for our 40-plus and 50-plus riders. We're going to be having Richard Freeze bring that to us right now.
All right, gentlemen, if you would go to the podium in the back of the stage, Richard is going to have the presentations.
We are going now to our men's 50-plus. Your third place finisher on the day. Racing out of Richmond, Vermont for 1K to go sports, Jared Katz. In South Beach, they call him the Silver Fox. Your silver medalist, racing out of Boston, Massachusetts, it is Kyle Gates. You're rolling the gift doppelganger. But your winner from MIT, which stands for Math is Tough, business professor Matt Cressy calculated it just right. Wheelworks, your winner. Racing out of West Newton, Massachusetts. Gentlemen, hands up. You guys can all come together for that classic European shot. All right, you guys, back home to paint the shed, okay? You guys look like pros till the helmets come off. Good job, guys. All right, let's go to our 40-plus division. A recreation of yesterday's podium. We just moved the pieces around. Third place, Team 545 Velo is Miles Billing. It's also out of West Newton. Your silver medalist. Hashtag started sprint too early. David Hildebrand, Etna, Expo, Wheelman. Great week of racing, though. Todd Bowden's like, and I dedicated myself for the what? All right, and your winner dropped his chain, went off the back, fixed his bike, actually brazed the frame at one point, got back on, chased, and won. The policeman, Bobby Bailey, 1K to go of sports. Father of two. Gentlemen, nicely done. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We will go back to the juniors race, which is underway right now. Our juniors are on course. We've got a breakaway. We've got them all over the course. We will go to our juniors on course.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you still got our big three that are out in front. They've got a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field, and that is Wade Cote and also Kevin Gogan in the break, and Sam Noel. Sam Noel out of Simsbury, Shelburne, Vermont. That's a long way from here, and also you've got your quite a few of the riders riding for that development team out of Connecticut, out of the Simsbury area.
Hey, just a little reminder to any of our riders from earlier in the race who picked up the most aggressive rider Butcher Box team, any of those riders who won the most Savage award in the earlier races, your meat preem is available in the back of the stage. Meanwhile, I'm on the race call right now with Dick Ring. Dick, we've got Sam Noel in this race. Sam Noel, he represented the U.S. last year at the World Cyclocross Championships. And he's a student up at CVU High School, right alongside my daughter, actually. Same school, right up in Vermont. So great to see Sam Noel in here in the colors of 1K to go.
17-year-old youngster, and he's making a name for himself when he represents the United States at the World Championship. That's not too shabby, and it shows you've got a great deal of talent, and everybody's going to be looking at you for future pro teams, and this is where you can be headed. And he wants to get through his schooling first, but it looks like he's well versed in the sport of bicycle racing and cyclocross.
Well, Dick, you know, you go up to Sam Noel's high school, you ask who the great athlete, the great Noel athlete is, and they say it's his sister. His sister made the varsity lacrosse team as a freshman, so his sister, a great lacrosse player. Sam's racing bikes. They don't really know about that at school. So great sports family there with the Noels. I raced with his dad, Tim, as well. So great to see Sam out here at the business end of the bike race. Dick, also, you remember the big junior fields of years gone by here. We're working to bring it back. We haven't had a junior race here since 2011. This past winter, I said, you know what? We're going to put juniors back on the streets of Fitchburg.
You think of all the great junior riders, and they've zipped into the senior field and made their way to Europe. So this is the important. You've got to have a broad base at the bottom. If you want a lot of top riders in the United States, you have to have junior races. This is where they start.
That's right. We've got this chase group right here. All those riders are going to be allowed to finish.
Karen Hugh out of the development team out of Simsbury, Connecticut.
Sean Gogan there as well, part of the Gogan gang. Dick, of course, we've seen that name for so many years here at Fitchburg.
That family, you know, they're synonymous with bicycle racing, and they're all great cyclocross riders. They seem to drift at the end of the season into the cyclocross group, and they have represented the United States in world championships, also made many trips to Europe. Wade Cody from that advancement program, Burlington, Connecticut. 11 laps to go for our riders. 11 to go. 10 to go. Now, our three riders have lapped the field. Wade Cody, Kevin Gogan, and Sam Noel. They have lapped the field. So they're all together, and actually, to the benefit of some of the junior riders, you've got a group that work together and showed the riders what it's like to work hard and gain a lap. Now you've got a real good field. They'll be coming down the back straightaway. heading into the back stretch. Kyle Mullally out of Wethersfield, Connecticut. Another advancement program rider. That's another pretty good sized group out there. They've got a lot of their riders represented down in Connecticut. They're doing something right down there, and as a result, they've got a lot of junior riders. Here's your lead group of riders. They're looking at 10 laps to go. Leading the pack through Lucas Osmond. Stonington, Connecticut, another one from the advancement program. I got a kick out of Richard explaining how they do it over in England. And a partner and myself, we ran the North American School of Bicycle Racing for quite a few years, 22 to be exact. And we were dealing with all age brackets, male and female. And we used to get a little bit of a chuckle when we'd say we're going to have one lecture on how to pack a bag. And they're looking at you like you got 6 heads. And they did learn a great deal as to how to handle it. But right now, this rider was doing a nice job yesterday. He was in the races over there in Leominster. Wait, Cody. Looks like he's going to try to get away.
And as the 2017 Longsjo Classic is well underway right here in the Upper Common, Fitchburg, Massachusetts, the place everybody should be today. Sam Squalia, host of Discussing Fitchburg Now on FATV, but also race coordinator here for Longsjo. Great to see you, Sam. Saw you yesterday in Leominster. This is a great day.
It was a great day in Leominster, and it's an even better day today in Fitchburg. It's supposed to be 82 degrees and gorgeous all day. We got the Jumbotron, bleachers, we got the beer garden with bleachers, we got food trucks, kids bike races are coming up soon, and the pro races are starting after the kids races. We're going to have the Veterans Tribute, which is going to be a big deal. We're going to have the Boy Scouts to the Color Guard, and Amanda Cody sings the national anthem, so everybody got to get on down.
The full effect right here in the Upper Common, right here in your city, Fitchburg, Massachusetts. Back to our co-host, too, Stephanie Ellison, in just a few minutes, joining us with some other things. Coming to you right here live on Fitchburg Access Television News.
Dick, you, of course, are calling the races back then.
Boy, I'll tell you, as I mentioned, everybody read about Greg LeMond. Greg LeMond was a junior rider, and he came to Fitchburg and rode the junior race. It was very popular, and that's why we had a good crop of riders going to Europe that cut their teeth on junior racing. That worked.
Well, this group kind of working together well. Rider 481 right at the back. That's Lucas Haynes for New England Devo Cadence out of Durham, New Hampshire. Some great riders on that team showing up here as well. A few riders. Ben Walton in there as well for that same team.
You know, what do you think, Alan? Do you think that the clubs on a club level are starting to groove in on the junior riders?
I think so, Dick. I think junior cycling is hopefully on the growth cycle. We actually see some good junior fields in the cyclocross ranks, and hopefully some of those riders will be making over onto the road as well. Right there, that is our lead group of 5 juniors.
Wade Cote, he tried to get away, and evidently the field of junior riders, they didn't want to see him go up the road, and they all joined, they pooled their efforts and brought him back. So they are in one big group, and they were looking at 8 laps remaining in the bike race.
Well, you know, Dick, I've been doing our fast Tuesday night training ride up in Burlington, Vermont. We call it Tuesday Night Worlds, and young Sam Noel, just a couple years ago, his bike was bigger than him, and his dad would maybe take him on the ride, and he'd last a few miles. Now, Sam Noel is dishing it out to guys like, not just guys like me, but dishing it out to guys like Bobby Bailey. So Sam Noel, really up-and-coming young rider. Sam Noel, 17 years old, and he will be a senior at Champlain Valley Union High School up in Vermont next year. You know, Dick, he almost moved to California. His family almost moved, and then they said, you know what, we love Vermont too much, so they stuck around. And great to see Sam out here.
To your benefit, you know, it's nice when you look at a rider and right out of the rough, and then you get him in with your senior riders, and they take a liking to him, and this is where a youngster has got to have a good personality.
Right now, Sam Noel on the move. We're looking at the FATV feed in the backstretch. Sam Noel on the move into one of the corners. Noel coming on to Main Street, no, on to Putnam Street, excuse me. Now they'll be on the Main Street in just a moment.
Looks like
got a chase group coming into the finish right now. They'll see 8 to go on the cards. And they ultimately will finish on the same lap as the leaders if they're caught. But these riders will be allowed to stay in the group.
Yeah, young junior riders, if they handle themselves well and they have a good personality, they get in with the senior riders and they know enough to keep their mouth shut and their ears open. And then the senior riders that have a great deal of knowledge, they've been through the College of Hard Knocks, they don't mind passing on the information with somebody that is going to listen. And that's the main thing.
So Dick Ring, I'm looking at this breakaway group of 5 riders, the lead group. We have 3 riders from the Connecticut Cycling Advancement Foundation, along with a CF rider, along with a 1K to go rider. So the yellow jerseys do have the numerical advantage here. And the numerical advantage, Kevin Gogan in there for race CF as well.
Kevin Gogan has a great deal of experience because of riding with his brothers, and they rode the track up in Londonderry for a good many years, and that was an excellent track program, and they're revitalizing that again. And this is where you really, really know how to handle a bike, is on a fixed gear machine. They had motor pacing going on, everything going up there.
7 laps to go for our juniors. 7 laps to go as
Nick Colazar just came back through the finish line area, and he's going up the road. And all of those riders are looking at 7 laps to go.
Dick Arturo Johnson there for the KMS cycling team out of Killington, Vermont. Arturo Johnson flying the Green Mountain colors of Killington Mountain School.
You know, the funny part of it is that you get up into Vermont and you migrate to cross-country skiing during the winter, so your bicycle racing enhances that sport. This is why a great many of them, you know, Patrick Rowan and that whole crew from the Sunapee Bicycle Club, they all race their bicycles in the summer and cross-country in the winter.
Hey, we got a good move going off the front here, guys.
Yeah, we've got 5 riders away, and they are making it stick. Richard Freeze, as
you
they're looking
have
at
2
7 to go in the
riders
cards.
away. You have 2 riders away. Sam Noel has fled. CCAP going with Wolfpack tactics. That's Kyle Crowell. So it's kind of like the decoy move.
Richard Freeze, here is the split. Noel away with one of the Connecticut riders. We'll get that number in just a moment. But what has happened? This split is massive. Kyle Crowell going, but what has happened to the other 3 riders? This is a little bit of a head scratcher here.
Kevin Gogan sat up and let it go. I think he's going very tactical.
Meanwhile, it's been absolutely neutralized. These guys are going to get caught by the chase behind. Of course, the 2 Connecticut riders are not going to chase down their teammate. And Kevin Gogan just saying, sorry, boys. Meanwhile, they're about to get caught by chasers. Look at this. Absolutely neutralized as the chase goes right by them.
Now you've got yourself a situation where a lot of the riders from down in Connecticut in the advancement team, and now you got Kevin Gogan, and you've got a couple of more riders trying to get up to the main field. These riders are going to be looking at 6 laps to go in the bike race. '88, you're talking about Kyle Mullally, and he is working very hard with Johnson out of Killington Killington Mountain School. Arturo Johnson, and as Alan was saying, a very, very good athlete up at school.
Well, Kyle Crowell, those 2 riders away. It's Kyle Crowell along with Sam Noel, and with the Connecticut riders behind them, I think those 2 riders are gone. So it's going to come down to Crowell and Noel unless something drastic happens.
Well, guys, I'm over here getting this whole thing handicapped by the Mullally brothers, who are out of Connecticut. They're one of those big racing families. They're telling me that they seem to think that maybe Kevin Gogan might be saving it for the pro race, because remember, Peter Gogan is the only junior to ever win the pro men's race, and I think he would like to see himself repeat that. Back to you.
So our 2 leaders coming through with 5 to go on the cards. Our 2 leaders coming through, that is Crowell and Noel. Crowell and Noel with 5 to go in our junior race. The next group coming at us will be the 3rd place rider and back. That's the group of Sean Gogan.
Sam Noel looks very good out there, and these are your 2 leaders that just came by, and they were looking at 5 laps to go. They're going to be watching one another, but the 2 of them have worked pretty hard, and everybody doing their share, and as a result, they put in an excellent ride.
So now 2 Connecticut development riders have broken off from the chase they were in. We're going to have to let our USA Cycling officials, along with John Fry from Velocity Results, on the camera, make sure we've got this all sorted out straight.
But Kyle Crowell and Noel, Sam Noel, those are the 2 riders that have put in. They've joined their forces, and now they've got a very, very good lead. They're going to be vying for the championship. Riders are looking at 5 laps to go.
So that group that just came through, the lead group rider in that group is in 5th place. So we have 4 riders up the road, Noel and Crowell, then 2 Connecticut Cycling Advancement riders chasing, and then that group right there. That's what we're seeing at 5 laps to go.
Kyle Mullally is one of those riders, and also with him is Arturo Johnson out of the Killington Mountain School. Riders are looking at 4 laps to go. Riders 4 to go. Kevin Gogan on the front, he's not too much of a hurry. He's thinking down the road as to what's going to go on this afternoon. But here's your 2 riders that they're going to be lapping them also. Those are your 2 lead riders, Sam Noel, and right with him is Kyle Crowell. So these are your 2 leaders out on the course, and they were looking at 4 laps to go, so they're going to have a shootout. But in the meantime, they are working well together, and they've joined their strengths, and as a result, they have been able to lap the field. And as these riders, they were talking about Arturo Johnson from the Killington Mountain School, another good rider. Nick Colazar just came by us. He's from the instructional school down in Connecticut. that program is working well for them. Well, looks like one lone rider launched himself out of a group, and he's going up the road. He took a little look behind and he said, we'll give it a go, see how this works out. And right now, Kyle Mullally from the Connecticut Cycling Advancement Program, he's off to the races. Mullally, he got away from the group he was with, and you'd think he'd be the leader on the road, but he has been lapped. He is in 5th spot on the road. Our officials, they've got a handle on every rider that has come by us. Right now, the riders are looking at 3 laps remaining in the bike race, 3 to go.
Well, there's Sam Noel and Crowell.
Now, Kevin Gogan has been lapped by those riders.
So Noel and Crowell coming through. They are a lap up on those riders behind them.
That's your 2 lead riders in the race. As they looked at 3 laps to go, those are our 2 leaders right now that are going to have a shootout for the finish.
Back once again.
Right now, those 2 riders, they've got a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field, so they're comfortable. So they're going to be in a shootout in a couple of laps. We're going to see a match sprint between Noel and Crowell.
All right, getting down to the business end of our junior race. As we said, first time juniors have been back on course here at Fitchburg since 2011, back in the Longsjo Classic stage race days. And we have not had a junior criterium until this year. And we said, you know what, we got to do something right for the kids. So we brought the junior race back and hope to see the numbers just grow in future years.
Alexander Jones just shot on by. Now we're going to see if the riders are going to be looking at 2 laps to go. Three to go for this group of riders.
Wow.
Kevin. Now you got a good group of riders right here.
Our leaders right here, Dick Ring. Our leaders are right here with Sam Noel and Kyle Crowell.
And our 2 leaders are looking at 2 laps to go. Actually, they're all looking at 2 to go.
They've actually lapped Sean Gogan. They've lapped Sean Gogan. We told Ron Gogan, the dad, you got to get some kids out here. So they're out here. Sean's not racing that hard. Maybe he's going to be jumping into the pro race later. We'll have to wait and see.
What do you? These 2 riders are looking at 2 laps to go. Third and fourth just came by us.
3rd and 4th place right there, a pair of Connecticut Cycling Advancement riders. It's getting a little confusing here with lapped riders in our junior race. Small, high-quality field does happen. We only hope to see the numbers grow in the future, though. Kyle Mullally coming here. We believe he's in 5th.
Good number. Kyle Mullally.
Uh-oh, we got riders down. Now we got riders down. So now we are at, attention riders, we are now on final lap.
Bell lap, final lap of the race, gentlemen, final lap of the race, final lap of the race. So we've got our 2 leaders with Noel and Crowell, and we've got Sean Gogan a lap down in that group of 3.
So out of those 3 riders, you've got 2 riders that are going to be vying for the championship and fighting it out for 1st and 2nd. So that's the final lap. Everybody that's going to come by now is going to be into their final lap.
All riders either on their final lap or getting the bell right now.
Noel and Crowell, they're down into the back straightaway. They're on their final lap. Keep an eye on them.
Bell lap, final lap for all of our juniors on course. Final lap for all of our juniors on course. That is our 4th and 5th place riders. This rider also getting the bell for 1 lap to go. That's rider 482, Kieran Hogg, getting the bell lap.
We're looking for our 2 leaders.
Right there.
Are down in the back. They're down at the bottom of the main straightaway.
We've got our 2 leaders on Main Street. We've got Kevin Gogan in there as well.
Kevin Gogan is going to try to stay out of the sprint, but you got our 2 riders. They are lighting it up now. They are heading up the main drag. You're looking at them coming at you, heading for the finish line.
Right now it's Crowell and Noel. They're going to be coming right by the pit. Crowell and Noel. Who's going to take it? Noel coming up hard to the right. Noel is going to take it. Sam Noel taking the junior race here at the Longsjo Classic with an excellent ride in 2nd place for Kyle Crowell.
Boy, I'll tell you something. Those 2 riders, as far as sprinting technique is concerned, they look absolutely phenomenal out there.